This is like a flute or something, right? No? Oh, it is. It is. It's a flute. Yeah. How do you, like a recorder, like a Chinese recorder? Can I play it?
You want to flip it around the other way.
Really? Oh. Oh.
Stacking dollars and one, I'm the one. Korea, 1 and 1, I'm the one. Ooh. Hong Kong, dollars and one, I'm the one. Korea, 1 and 1.
Actually, I grew up in Toronto, Canada, and then in high school moved to Singapore. And then after Singapore, I went back to Hong Kong. I'm originally from Hong Kong, but then I actually started getting into music when I was like in Singapore, like in high school. In terms of Singapore, which is really different because they speak English, but then they have like a strong accent. And Singapore is like multiracial, like you have Indians there, Malays there, Chinese people there. So like their language and their accent and like their everyday speech is like a mix between all these languages. Like one sentence could have like 3 different languages. I always speak Cantonese, but then it was only with my parents. I'm not that good at any of them anymore because like it's a mix of too many of them. Like Singaporeans,
Yeah.
the Singaporeans like they're born to do it. They're born to do it. Like because they grew up talking like that. For me, I was like, oh, I gotta speak Mandarin now. Oh, I gotta speak English now. And also Cantonese in Malaysia is also like a little different from Guangzhou or Hong Kong. So like everywhere you go, you speak the same couple of languages, but like in a lot of different accents. Yeah, since the coronavirus, I had at least 6 shows that were cut. Yeah, one was like I was a guest at a concert, and then the five other shows are like festivals, outdoor festivals, and then all got cut. My favorite city in China is probably Guangzhou to do shows because actually back when I was only doing shows to like 300 people in Hong Kong, I was doing 800 in Guangzhou already. I was like, man, like they like me out here. Like I don't even know these people. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not really deep into like Guangzhou culture, but like they really like you out there. Yeah, I really appreciate their appreciation to like Hong Kong culture. So then I was thinking, hey, how do we sample like old like Cantonese songs from Hong Kong from the early 90s in Hong Kong. So I was trying to like mimic that sound, but like with like a oriental kind of take on it. To be honest, you like American music because American music sounds American. I think people would like your Chinese music if it sounds Chinese, So I think having that mentality, yeah, I just don't think you have to sound too American, Because I mean, you could have it like it doesn't mean you have to sound American when you talk, right? You could have like an accent. And it's okay to have an accent, because that's where you're from. I mean, I still had that in mind. I was like, I try to make it Chinese sounding, but then it doesn't really always happen. I had zero idea on what traditional Chinese music was, but then I was in film school. Yeah, so like I said, I was friends with like this guy that plays the erhu up there, so knowing them and knowing like the tones of it and like the origins of it. So I asked a lot of these guys, I'm like, hey, why are you studying like one instrument for a degree? Like that's like. Who would do that? And also in this generation, like we're regular kids. Why would anyone play one like ancient instrument? They're like, oh, when I was like 13 or something, when I heard the sound, it touched my heart. Like it really touched me in a certain way, and I fell in love ever since. I was like, wow. I was like, it's that deep, and it's the same answer from a few people that I talked to from that Chinese orchestra school.
Did you play many of the instruments during your time?
Nah, I mean, when I produce, I play like like the keys and the guitar and stuff like that. Like I never play like these like instruments. So like when I do songs with those kind of sounds, I recorded like these guys who actually know how to play, And yeah, I just play a beat and like freestyle some stuff on my beat. So it was just that. I didn't really play it. Yeah.
So we thought it'd be fun. I've got some stuff here.
Oh my god.
I'm actually gonna ask you what it is.
I have. This is like a flute or something, right? No. Oh, it is. It's a flute. Yeah. How do you, like a recorder, like a Chinese recorder? Can I play it?
You want to flip it around the other way.
Really? Oh. Oh. I've never touched something before. Wow.
This one's gonna be really hard to play.
I think I've seen this before.
Yeah, and I can take that Lusa from you.
Thank you. Oh wait, this has a name. Hold up. No, 说那.
There it is.
Yeah, the 说那.
And then that guy's a hulusi.
Hulusi?
Hulusi. The hulu is the gourd one, right?
Okay. This is like you blow it sideways, right?
Yeah, trapper's flute.
Thank you. Where do you blow into?
Angle it back a little bit.
Oh.
Just like a.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is the DJ. This is the DJ. Wow. I don't feel as strongly as like the guys that I was talking about. Like they're really touched by the sound. I feel like one way or another, like every Asian kid kind of heard these instruments like before, probably from movies or like street musicians or whatever, right? Like certain instruments, like once you hear it, you hear the sound, you're like, it brings you back to like a certain, like, oh, when I was young, like I saw this movie and it had the sound, So I don't know how long like these kind of things would last. I think even like guitars are like not as popular as before anymore, So I'm not sure how long, like. If someone wants to like preserve this stuff, you have to incorporate a little bit more of this into music. Wow, this is really cool.